Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third session of the Crossmeet campaign, 5e D&D. Previously in Calthania, specifically in Crossmeet, the party had an encounter with a merfolk and a misguided teenager who was in love or lust, perhaps charmed by the merfolk. She was slain, and Glenn was not recovered. The party, wanting to recover from this bad day, made their way to the less classy inn in town, the Slag Pit, a bar of prostitution and gambling and drinking and fighting and that sort of thing. Two of them didn't really get into their cups much, but two of them not only got into their cups, but also a narcotic, which really sent them into orbit. That was Silas and Belmera. And in fact, Silas and Belmera left the Slag Pit around 8 p.m. and made their way back to the 3 and roomed together, or they're not sure what happened that night. Perhaps something happened, perhaps something didn't. Meanwhile, Jawdat and Talrun, they made their way to the Church of Joaquin, where, being a follower of Joaquin, Jawdat was able to convince the priest there, one Eppin Goldlibble, a halfling, to let him and his friends spend the night. And Joaquin, or Eppin, was okay with letting Jawdat stay there because he is a follower of Joaquin, but he was less okay with Talrun staying there. So Talrun was put to work. He's going to have to earn his stay. And so this is where we're going to begin. It is the 12th of Leafall. We are in the Church of Joaquin. And Talrun, it is about, well, the sun isn't even quite risen yet, and you are being kicked. Your cot, at least, is being kicked. When you open your eyes, you see an acolyte standing there. He's in white and blue robes, a little bit stained. He's somewhat overweight, and he says, "Come on, we have a lot of work to do."
All right. I say, reluctantly getting out of bed.
So you're in a tiny room. It's not well heated, and you make your way out and follow this acolyte to some stalls. He leads you outside behind the church to where there's some stalls, and he goes into the stalls, and the smell of manure hits you immediately. "Come on, we got to do this, and then we got to get washed up before breakfast." And he hands you a shovel.
Of course. And I guess, literally give me the shit job, and I shovel manure for the rest of the morning.
No, not so lucky. But you do shovel manure for a few hours before you were given a few minutes to wash up, and then you start preparing breakfast. You're led to the kitchen to help there, carrying supplies. Now, it is around this time...
I can't help but think those should have gone in the other order, but...
Well, yeah. That's why I had to wash up in there.
Did I help out the previous night?
Yes. Yep. You also helped out the previous night. Yep. They're working you pretty good. So, Jada, you got to sleep in an actual bed in a room with only one other bed, an acolyte named Oib. And when he wakes up, he says, breakfast should be ready soon. In the rituals. Let's go." And he leaves the room, leaving you alone in this room. So it's a pretty simple room. It's wooden. It's a decent bed, single bed. There's a night table beside you, a pitcher of water, and a single cup. You're muted. I can't hear you.
I said I steal everything. All right, I get up and I'll follow him.
Okay, so he leads you out into the down a few hallways, and eventually you meet up with. He takes you rather to a kitchen, or not a kitchen, but a dining area next to the kitchen, and there are people starting to sit down, and you see Epend, the priest there, and he motions for you to take a seat, telling you that someone will come serve you. That's kind of their job.
Okay. I'll take a seat.
All right. So eventually you see Talrun, as well as several other acolytes, hurriedly bringing food. It's mostly vegetables, fried vegetables. There's also some fresh bread toasted.
All right. I smile pleasantly and take whatever breads are offered to me.
Okay. Talrun, you are, after everyone else is served, you are given a few minutes to sit and eat as well. You can sit near Jawdad if you choose.
I will do so. And being slightly less talkative than usual, I will just start eating.
Okay. So you guys finish breakfast, and Eppin says he wants to talk to you, Jawdat, and Talrun, you're sort of guided away to do some other chores. And so Eppin leads Jawdat into the church, and he's walking and talking with him. I'm going to cut over to the three now for a moment. So I would like Balmera and Silas to make me a con roll just to see who wakes up first. I'm going to give Balmera advantage on this roll because she has some experience with this narcotic.
Apparently I took too much, so I rolled a 10.
Okay. Silas?
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I had a kid here. So, what were you saying?
You're making a con save to see who wakes up first, you or Balmera.
Oh, that's fine. Let's see. Probably not me.
Okay, so Balmera, you wake up on the floor. You are mostly naked. Silas is likewise, but he's in the bed that's beside you. He's still asleep.
I get up, taste the smell, what I call the taste of death in my mouth after a heavy night's drinking. Look at him. Mumble something about men and no one is serious anymore.
Now, you don't really remember what happened after you went upstairs. You vaguely remember coming back to the three and having some more drinks, and then you went upstairs, but you don't really remember what happened after that.
Okay. She doesn't need the facts. She'll happily draw any conclusion based on he's sleeping in the bed and
Sure.
I'm on the floor.
Okay.
She'll get her clothes if they're in the room.
Yes.
And she'll put on her pants and her shirt, and she'll go outside with the boots and the jacket in her hands.
Are you in like full gear, or are you just in like town wear?
Well, just at the moment, just pants and a shirt, and then my boots in my hand and my jacket in my other hand.
Okay.
So town wear.
All right. So you head downstairs into the main room of the three, where it's about a quarter full, and people are just finishing up breakfast. Silas, you wake up about sometime after that. And you're alone in the room, although some of Balmera's gear is still there.
All right, so I kind of just look around bleary-eyed, and holding my head, which is pounding. One of those horrible headaches that starts in the front, goes over the top to the back, and just kind of digs into the back, the base of your skull. And I look at myself. I kind of scratch, and then think, try to piece together what I remember from last night. I'm a bit unsettled, not remembering anything because I pride myself on having an excellent memory. But as I sort of trace back, I eventually come to the memory of why I got drunk in the first place, and sigh and just I take a bit more time to sort of collect my things. My pack is sort of just thrown on the floor. I pick it up and give it a good once over before. As I'm about to start walking out, I look back at the mess and I kind of sigh again. I take Balmera's stuff and I at least put it on the the table nearby there. Not neatly folded, but just sort of orderly to make it easier to find. And then I'll head downstairs with again my pack kind of slung over my shoulder. Looking for anything that any kind of drink I can get, not that doesn't have alcohol in it.
Okay, so your last memory is going up the stairs to the room, and then this morning. All right, so we're gonna cut back to the church. Eppen is walking with you, Jawdat, and he's just a little halfling, so. He's walking fast to like your normal walking speed. He's like, he's got to take two to three steps for every one of your step. But even that, he's sort of walking like about a half a step ahead of you, and he's not really looking at you as he's talking. He's looking around the church, and you can see that there are some acolytes going busy moving furniture around, things like that, rearranging it into a more preparing it for a ceremony or receiving guests kind of thing, to do a sermon. Yes. I hope you had a decent night's sleep, and I hope my investment is worthwhile. We've got to get ready for all the merchants this morning. You see, they like to stop by before they open their business, and we encourage them to be generous to her, that she might be generous in turn, granting them a profitable day's business. Yes. So I hope you go on out there and. You earn best you can, and good commerce to you. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Also, in speaking of earnings, since I'm new in town and am not overly familiar with the area, is there work to be done for the temple? Or perhaps you know someone.
Oh, I'm afraid I've got more than I can pay really these days. But if you're capable, you might speak to Ivan. He seems to encounter more trouble than anyone in this town.
He has not met my friend Silas. Ivan is a walking-ar, or is just local man?
He stops by the church once in a while.
Yes.
He has put a few coins on my plate over the year, but I would not say he is a devoted follower.
And where might I find him?
Oh, he is the head guard. You can find him at the guardhouse.
Wait, is this that wasn't the name of the guy we met earlier, was it?
Yeah.
Oh. Jada is terrible with names. He's head guard. Oh, you mean Oscar? Yes, I met him. He is yes, dented armor. Yes, the facial hair. Okay, I talked to him. He is much appreciated. Is
Good, good. And your friend won't be staying tonight, will he?
He's yes, probably. Maybe depends on how much money we make.
Yes. Well, good luck with that.
Right. If he does stay, well, we wash more dishes or sweep more floors or whatever.
I have plenty to do that now, but glad to help out a fellow walking hour, and
Yes.
good luck to you in your earning.
It's not luck, it's shrewdness of business, of course. And I stick out like my big meaty hand towards him, like for like a handshake.
Okay. So he puts out two hands, and he grips
Right.
like the top half and the bottom half of your hand, and he shakes it like vigorously.
Well,
Yes, yes.
I will go
Good luck
collect my
there.
friend,
Sure.
and we will
Pat
go
your arm.
see Ivan.
Good, good, good. Must prepare, must prepare.
If anything comes up, just ask for me. Is least I can do.
He's got his back to you, but he kind of gives you one of these.
Right. I forget these short people, such short attention spans. Well, now.
Says Mr. Memory.
Huh?
Says Mr. Memory names.
Huh? Well, it's time to go find Tall. Crap. Yes, time to go find Punch's pig. So yeah, I'll wander through and if if there's people who are lining up chairs, I'll take a couple of seconds and put a couple of chairs down and straighten a painting or hold a door open for a lady walking through with a bunch of dishes and stuff. And so I slowly meandering, kind of taking in the temple because this one's in a big city and the one from home is like an earthen mud brick building that's kind of smaller, and so this is kind of new to me. And
It seems to be fairly self-sustaining. It has everything you need at home, and there's about a dozen or so rooms for acolytes and
I'll make the point if I pass an acolyte and talk to him, I'm Jawdad, and oh, you're Bob, great. I like to get people's names, just don't ever remember them. So, but eventually I'll make my way to the Tall Rune.
Okay. One other thing I've noticed is that this building is, you get directed to outside, the back door, in fact.
Okay.
The other thing I've noticed is that this building is made of wood and stone, where most of the buildings in town are just wood or wood and even grass, occasionally the odd hut, things like that.
Okay. The first because we spent the first morning of the first day, you said we had sort of meandered around town already. Does this appear to be in an older section of town or a newer section? If you were to say that the town expanded out, is this an older section?
I'd say yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go find Tol Rune, who's I don't know, maybe slopping pigs or something, whatever he's doing.
He's actually finished with his chores for now. Apparently, 8 hours work is all it takes for a bed.
Well.
So he's outside waiting for you.
So it's good to see you. Thank you for breakfast. It was very nice of you.
Yes, and it's good to be out of there and
maybe back there tonight.
Again. Let's find work.
Yes. We were supposed to talk to No, don't help me. We were supposed to talk to
Gwen? Faye?
Who? No, keep going.
Evelov? Glenn?
Yes. No. Guard. His name is
Ivan?
Is something like that, yes. Yes, Ivan. Very good. Yeah. But before we talk to him, perhaps we should find Silas and
That could be a whole thing in of itself, and Are you sure we need to talk to Ivan? Although appreciative of our efforts, he didn't seem to regard adventurers too highly.
is difference between the adventurer and a man who is destitutely poor in his job. We are latter.
Yeah, you have a good point.
Yes. But we should get other two also. Silas and the dwarf lady. Polgera or something.
Yes, Balmera and the
That's what
wizard.
I said. Yes. I imagine it's still early. They're probably, after how much they drank, is probably just waking up.
They went to stay at the Free, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it's coincidence. We know where it is. Let us go. And if anything between here and there looks like it is profitable, we can do that instead of going and finding them.
Yes, maybe we can find another pig to punch.
It's possible, but I think that is down towards the docks, and the 3 is not. It is pigs are this way, docks are this way.
Okay, so you make your way back towards the 3, and so we're going to cut to Balmera. You are sitting downstairs in the 3. As I said, it's about a quarter full. Gwen and Faye are both working. What was the first thing you ordered when you sat down?
Food. Lots of it.
Okay.
Meat, milk.
Okay.
Eggs.
So you're
Lots of
yeah
eggs.
you're definitely brought eggs. They would probably have strips of spiced beef for breakfast as well. Some fruits from the local area. And you're down there for about 15 minutes, maybe 20, before Silas makes his way down the stairs. And so you see Silas coming down the stairs, looking slightly disheveled.
Fortunately, my close cut hair conceals at least some of my dishevelment.
It's always said.
That's right.
Well, she will notice him. Already feeling better. There's nothing like she will pretend the strips of meat is bacon. So bacon and eggs always cures a hangover. She will. Where's that boy? Over here.
There's only the slightest pause as I consider the term wizard boy and dismiss it as hopelessly counterproductive to mention anything. So I wave and head over, and as I sit down, I say, "Yes, my good man. Just some dry toasted bread and perhaps a poached egg if you have it. Something simple and light."
Sorry.
I'll like take half of the plate with the eggs and kind of push them over on my plate and take some of the meat and give him that plate. Eat.
Perhaps. Thank you. The meat is a bit much this morning. Perhaps have some of the eggs. So I kind of turn the plate deliberately, putting the meat as far away from me as possible, and I say, and tea. Do you have any mint tea? Mint tea, please.
So Gwen is at the table. She says, "We don't have any mint tea, but if I could recommend, we have some cider that's." She pauses again, looks at the floor. Well, it's good for what is ailing you now.
More cider then. I take the meat on Silas' plate and start stuffing it in my mouth.
To be honest, young woman, I think just some warm water then would be fine. I'm sure I have some mint leaves floating around the bottom of my bag somewhere. Thank you.
Of course. She moves off.
This brings me to my point, Belmira. This town is in desperate need of an herbalist, an apothecary, and that brings me to today. That is our goal.
I nod. Yes.
The establishment of an apothecary, one with not only everything the average person needs, but with integrity. Something this town is surely lacking. If that cretin that we had to deal with was any example.
I waved the the knife. Yeah, and lots of mushrooms. We need those as well.
Yes. I wave a bit at the egg that she flung upon me, kind of off my shirt, from waving the knife about.
But you know what I'm been thinking. Remember that big guard character?
With the one. Yes, I think so.
Ewok something.
Yes. What about him?
Well, she kind of leads in all conspiracy like. I think he might be in league with thieves, or he's deeply incompetent.
I'm sorry, in league with whom?
The thieves.
Well, that's an interesting idea. Do you have anything that leads you to that conclusion, or?
No, think about
As you asked that question, Yaudat and Belmera enter the three.
Tall room, you mean?
I'm sorry.
No, you see another.
No, Belmera.
You think you see Belmera for a minute, and then you realize you just
knew it.
Wait, no, I'm that person.
The universe resets itself.
Look, there they are. Shouldn't to draw that, and I guess he's not there.
So you two come up to the table. They're pretty much finished the meal. Their cups are half full. So you were saying, Silas?
Yes. So this town is in desperate need of an apothecary, where the people don't have to go to that cretin for their alchemical needs, and I think that I can supply that. I have a fairly good base of alchemical understanding in my repertoire. I'm pretty sure that we can, if we can establish ourselves immediately, we can begin to sell to the average person on the street who requires the simple tinctures.
You think that this Evolov is not well regarded in this town?
Oh, Tolrun. Hello.
Yes, I've been standing here for quite a while.
Oh, were you staying here too?
No, Jord had showed me the Temple of Joaquin. I did an honest day's work there and was rewarded
What is that
with
smell? It's awful. Oh.
That's
I look around.
Anyway,
if there's a
When no one's looking, I can smell my shirt.
Well, have a seat. Do you want some mystery meat?
no.
The food's pretty much gone, but Gwen comes up to the table and would you like to order something?
No. I'm fine.
No, he never orders.
Oh. I guess that's okay.
I'm sorry, we're conducting some business. If you would excuse us.
She leaves.
But since you're on
You could have
the
asked her if what the general townspeople think of Evolov. I mean, probably everyone thinks he's a jerk, but perhaps he's respected at least for his ability.
well, that doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, I have some experience with growing and harvesting herbs.
Ah, indeed, excellent. And didn't I hear our other friend saying that he that he knew something of commerce. Yes, this is coming together nicely.
He's a,
Torun, what is your background and capabilities that might lend itself to such an endeavor?
uh,
Now, don't be
my,
shy. Everyone has something to offer.
well, I used to sell, try to raise product awareness for my father's bakery.
Excellent. So, and it's not that dissimilar to that sort of promotion an apothecary would need. This is fantastic.
I suppose.
One could almost call it fate.
You know,
Yes.
we really should do that. If you can dig up some dirt on this Evera.
Well, I think Everoth is as I said, he's something of an ass, but I think our best the best we could do to deal with him is to make ourselves more successful than he.
That's what I learned. I learned that you discredit your competition, and you drive them out of business, so you don't source.
That sounds a little immoral.
No.
I don't
I'm
know.
not saying we discredit him. He discredits himself by overcharging, by not thinking of the person before the profit.
Well,
That's
sure,
where
but,
we will outsell him.
I mean, if the village just would happen to find some slaughtered
Is
animal.
this all a moot point? I mean, you don't have a lab's worth of alchemical equipment or a place to store it.
Not yet. Although I do have some ideas regarding that. There are some vacant buildings in this town, and there doesn't seem to be a significant need for them. So I was considering finding their owners, talking about perhaps some sort of trade, and working on a deal. Perhaps barter in these smaller towns is still quite a quite acceptable method of commerce.
That's a very entrepreneur-like of you. To set at the shop hub, you would need a lot of time, right?
Not as much as you'd imagine. There are ample herbs that we can collect. Might take a month or so
Yes,
to get
and
what we need.
that's a lot of time when you're not earning anything, right?
Uh,
As you set it up. I don't
yes,
deny that you can
there
earn a
was certainly
lot
some
once you
time
do it.
involved.
Well, you
There
need
is certainly some time involved.
you need to spend
So-
money to earn money. So,
No, but you need to earn money to spend money.
and that's why
Uh-huh.
I've been spending money all morning.
Right, so should you not try to gain some, what was the term? Startup fund?
Well, of course,
that's
we'll
right.
certainly if we could do that. But we certainly must find more information out regarding that in this town. Certainly, the endeavor yesterday, which was unfortunate, but was not such a thing. There are those who would pay for such services.
Mm,
Well, in the meantime,
as Evelov should have paid us for our services, but that's another
yes,
story.
yes. So what I'm saying is, we could probably find someone who adventure work. Come on,
he didn't
any
pay.
job.
No, hang on. He didn't pay.
Well, he paid after a fashion, but I was speaking more of coins than necessary item needed to save a poor young man's life that was ended up being thrown away in any case.
Well, from what I'm seeing, I know that Silas can fight. What about you, Torin? Can you fight?
Yes.
Okay. And
Do
you?
you wish to test this?
Well, maybe later.
Mr. Jordat, you've been oddly silent. What do you think of my business proposal?
He's strange to come to Newtown and only be here 2 days and be thinking of opening business. Normally, if one is looking for a trade route, a new merchant stall, a new product, is much research and communication done, and then location is decided, and seems kind of rushed. Also, is not exactly a big town. Already is one potion person. Yes, might be close to flooding markets.
But does not fortune favor the bold? I think if we move forward and press our advantage, and our
It-
advantage is that we will serve the people and not profit first. I'm not saying we won't make profit, but not to put profit above people. The people themselves need to be the reason for our endeavor, not so we can line our own pockets with gold.
No. Don't get me wrong. Lining pockets with gold is very good. Is necessary to have gold to spend gold. Yes.
No arguments.
But
No arguments there.
but is already established Al potion person.
Alchemical.
Yes, and Igor or is
Ivan.
no.
Evolov.
Yes, is already here, and if he's here and what is word jackass, then people
That is
must have respect or need of his services, otherwise he would not have shop. So he's already here with the established client, and you are new, and nobody likes him, and I point at Tolroon, and people look at me funny, and well, it is how said tough nut to crack. Perhaps before thinking, we are new, we should start business and make money. Perhaps we should not be new and have some sort of reputation other than people who jump in river, lake, ocean, whatever body of water it is, and not come back with person they say they're going to come back with. As of right now, we are 0 for 1. Is much better odds if we are 1 for 2 is 50-50. 0 for 1 is like betting on dead horse in race.
Well, although I value your opinion, I have to say that it is against my nature to not move forward with all swiftness to achieve a goal. However, if you have an alternative, certainly to our current financial situation, I am, as they say in the Halfling lands, all ears.
Is elves' ears, halflings' is feet.
Well, that wouldn't make sense, though, would it? I'm all feet. Why would that make sense in this context?
It
I don't
would.
know.
The question is that halflings' ears are normal size. Elves' ears are very big, so elves.
The average halfling's ears are proportionally larger compared to the head.
What are we talking about?
So, I inquired this morning about a place of employment and was told talk to
Oh dear God.
Ivan, Evelov, Glenn.
yes.
Yes, to which one?
I need to get some parchment. I'm going to write you a cheat sheet, Jodat. With names on it that you can refer to.
What I know is hard to make inroads in business in place where they are new. is twice as hard when business already exists. It is 3 times as hard with bad reputation. Two of these things is fixable. One cannot be new anymore, and two, bad reputation could become good reputation. Unless you are planning on murdering Igor Ivanovov, the
Evolov.
other potion person, and burning his business down is going to be business. So we must first fix 1 and 2, then 3 is less problem.
As appealing as
Uh,
that possibility is, I don't think it's very practical. Though I
Right,
do.
no,
I do
I
see.
was not actually suggesting murdering him.
yes, yes,
Of
but
course not.
perhaps the people
I
would
simply
think
said it was
much
appealing.
good
My point
fortune
is,
if he were to disappear and then a new
Right.
alchemist would come
So
into town.
no. You are misunderstanding. It's time to eat, pay bill, and go see Ivan. Get job, do job, get thanked, get paid. Have place to sleep that is not temple, nor floor, nor barn, nor ditch. And then we can discuss business after we can. I don't know. Pay for things.
Yes, yes. So
I don't
let's
disagree
go to
with
see
you.
this Ivan.
Then we should incorporate.
Incorporate who?
We should forge a contract. Perhaps we can all.
Yes.
uh,
All right. Fine. Contract. All right. You have parchment.
Barkeep.
Oh, she's going to charge you like 15 times what it cost. Look, we go to guard station. Guard station must have parchment.
Very well.
All right.
I
Very good.
Gwen shows up at your table. She says, did you want something? And she looks at both Jadet and Torun. Did you want to purchase something to eat or drink?
Gwen, nothing would make me as much happy man as that. But my friend here and myself, neither of us have. How is it? 2 coins to piston. No, 2 coins rubbed together.
I see. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
He's okay. But perhaps this evening.
Well, if it's a meal you seek, well, She looks down at the floor.
That's okay. I'll pay for them, whatever they order.
It's okay. We already eat. Temple fed us.
So what are you complaining about?
I'm not complaining.
Oh my. Okay, I'll go upstairs and get my gear, and then when I come back down, you have you have incorporated.
Gwen turns to you, Silas. She says, "Not everyone in this town is unaware of you. Some appreciate what you tried to do, what you did do. I was wondering maybe you could help me, and it's a silly thing. I'm almost ashamed to ask it, but it's for my mother.
Well, why don't
She's
you?
been all alone these years, and well, I thought you could. No, I thought you could come over for a meal. She's been complaining about noises in the attic.
Hmm.
It's
But-
probably just vermin, but she cooks a wonderful meal and delicious pie.
Oh, well,
If you're hungry and you have no money, perhaps you could come over and have a meal and have a look.
I move my
She's
eye
down at the
around.
floor again.
Yeah, I kind of move my eye around my companions to sort of collect their thought on it. And after seeing their nods, I say, that sounds nice. Yes, we'll come take a look. You said the noise in the attic. Yes.
I work until almost until sundown, but right after you could meet me here and and we could go to my mother's house, and you could meet her and have a nice meal. And she stops talking and looks at the floor again.
Very good.
That sounds wonderful.
We'll be here.
Thank you. Thank you. She sort of backs away and then turns her back and walks away.
Well, Jaudet, clearly clearly prosperity has smiled at us, has it not?
Well, is very true. It's nice to get offer of meal and nice to be able to help such a person. However,
you mentioned another job.
yes, we must go talk to the garden man.
Now,
I'm surprised.
I
And then he would reach out to us for help.
in the meantime, I'm a person who is very forward thinking for the future. That sort of thing. Your temple. Do they have any influence in the commerce of the area, being the Temple of Prosperity, as I understand?
Well, yes.
Do you think they might have some, some direction we might take in exploring future businesses? I'm not saying now, of course. I see the wisdom in what you've said so far, and I've taken it to heart. However, if we have time, it might not hurt to begin to put out seeds that might one day sprout into great trees and eventually a forest.
It's not quite easy. Seeds, after they're spread, require watering and making sure that vermin don't eat them. Is bad analogy.
Unless you spread many seeds.
No,
then at least one is bound to grow.
Peter, I give you this. You take bag of seeds, go to home of me, drop as many seeds as you can, anywhere you want. Nothing will grow.
Well, of course, but it depends on the seed, the nature of the soil. You need to examine it, know the fertility of the soil based on the time of year and the climate.
Mm-hmm. Yes, gardening is great, and it's something we can discuss. However, we are running out of time before it's sundown, and we must still go to find Ivan. Ivan!
Congratulations.
Yes, well done.
My hands together.
I put down the last piece of eat the last piece of bread left on the plate that I had, and I wash it down with a bit of the warm water, which I was able to sprinkle a bit of dried mint into. It wasn't as good as fresh, but it'll do. And I now that my headache and hangover is somewhat abated, well, it's your adventure. Lead the way.
You remember where the guardhouse was, right?
No.
Okay.
Yes, I remember everything. Well, I kind of glance at Palmera, almost everything.
You see a halfling Faye standing up at your table. She looks at you. She says, "Well, dearies, did you two have a good breakfast?"
Indeed, thank you. It was quite satisfying.
Yes. Well, a nasty bit of work there you had yesterday, and normally we charge for breakfast, but I thought it only fair to give you your due. And what of you two? Did you enjoy your breakfast? Oh, I see you haven't eaten anything. We usually like to serve our customers here something.
Well, they were simply coming to fetch us.
She's looking right at Jaudet and Talrin when she says that.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I kind of leaned in. Well, our friends here had simply come to collect us for some business we have in town.
Yes, almost 2 hours ago, actually, they came to collect you. I noticed.
I'm sorry, is that a problem?
Well, as I said, we like to serve our customers. We like to make sure they're eating or drinking something.
Oh, don't worry. We'll be more than happy to spend some coin here next time.
Oh, good to hear it, dear. Well, you have a good day then. Off, whatever you're
Alright.
doing.
Yeah, so I'll start heading out.
Okay. So, Balmera, you retrieve your gear from upstairs.
And she also takes a shave or whatever it's called. She shaves her beard.
Okay.
And
And
You guys leave the three,
yeah.
and you start heading north along the coast road towards the guardhouse. Along the way, the streets aren't terribly busy right now, except in front of businesses where you might see a merchant outside hawking their wares, dealing with customers, or probably more often than not inside doing that. It's a little cool this time of year. It's a bright day, but it is getting late in the year, so it's rather cool.
Mhm.
As you pass by Volcram's Wonders, which is a house with a porch front, once again you see this elderly dwarf who spoke to you yesterday, and
Mhm.
he's sitting in a rocking chair looking at you. He's got a pipe. Good day, good day.
Hello. I nod my head at him friendly. I
Off
say,
on some adventure, are ye?
well,
Hopefully.
time will tell, won't it?
Say, yes, well, be careful out there. Remember what ye see. Memories are all you're left with in the end. Well, a few other items. If you're looking for a few items, I might have something around. You know,
Yeah,
things
Well,
are
you
good
will.
for adventuring.
of course.
Well, just keep me in mind when it comes to supplying for all your adventures. I've been an adventurer myself, you know.
Maybe
Many
we should look at
years.
the store.
Oh, memories.
Yeah, I kind of shake my head a little bit at Torun.
All right, you continue on to the guardhouse, where you see a guard just emerging from the guardhouse. You vaguely recognize him as a Dane, one of the guards you met when you were first in town, a tall human. Inside, you find Ivan sitting behind a desk, and he's got a piece of parchment open in front of him, and he's got a sort of a scowly look on his face. Standing beside him is a dwarven guard, who you know as Bram Silas. He was the one who talked to you about
Mm-hmm.
Gwen on your, Sven on your first night here.
Okay.
Bram looks up at you when you enter. What do you be wanting?
I I look over to Jodad since this was his
Me too.
this was his gig. You there, Jodad?
He's yes. He's oh well yeah, his name.
Ivan.
No.
I say, coughing.
He's the person at the Temple of Joaquin. He's told us to come talk about employment.
He looks up from the parchment as if he just realized you're there. What?
The priest of Joaquin. He said that you are always in trouble and that you could perhaps use our help. Employment of some sort.
I've got 12 guards here already, including myself. I can't talk right now. He rolls up the scroll. He's got this very frustrated look on his face. Tell Eppin to watch what he has to say. Listen, I'm sorry, but maybe come see me tomorrow. I might have something you can look into for me outside of town, perhaps. I can't talk right now. And he walks out. And Bram, the dwarf, he's sitting there and he looks at you and he kind of smirks.
Hmm.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's it then. No work for you today.
Well, he seemed very abrupt. Is there a problem?
What? What are you
He
saying?
seemed very abrupt. Is there is there trouble going on?
I'm sure if you wanted to discuss it with you, you woulda.
Well, perhaps, but that's why I was asking you, because if you wanted to discuss it, you could, I'm sure.
I would not overstep me bounds. He's in charge after all. 'Tis not for me to oversee what he has to say. Now, if there's nothing
Perhaps.
more you'd be wanting here, on your way.
Yeah, very well. I'll turn and walk out.
Before we go, I'll check to see if there's any like wanted posters up. Bounty, I think it's called in English. Did he freeze?
Yeah, he froze. He's
Yeah.
not shocked at what you said.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he freeze or?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did freeze.
Okay. Oh, okay, he's back.
Yeah, sorry. So you're outside on the coast road. You can see mountains to the northwest. You can see farms, lots of farms spreading out to the northeast. And then beyond the farms, there's forest. There's hills to the closer northwest. To your immediate west is grass and trees. And then beyond that, Norrig's Point, where you took a swim.
Hang on. Well, we're in the guardhouse. Do they use like wanted posters and bounties for criminals and wanted people that they cannot catch?
No, you don't see any in there. At least not on public display.
Once we're out in the street and sort of out of earshot of, well, anyone else, I say, well, that was a dead end. I suppose if we have, if we're resolute on adventuring, perhaps we should speak to this dwarf down here who claimed he was an adventurer. If he's from the region, perhaps even if he has nothing, he can tell us where our best options might be.
Yes, is possible. Many apologies. I normally would have expected, if I was told by a walking-ar, it was a person with job. Normally is person with job.
Well,
The way you said it, I thought that he had work for us and reached out to you.
Don't feel bad. It's this he very well may, but perhaps having a bad moment. So we'll do as he says and return on the morrow and.
Well,
we just have a meal tonight.
Yeah. While I was coming into town, I noticed there's a lot of people in town, like more people than there should be. Like it's
How so?
it's a meeting place.
There are a lot of transient people here?
That's
Traders?
the word. Yes, traders. And when such occurs, there's usually boundless opportunities for making a few coins.
Can you be clearer? I'm at a loss as to how a transient population could equate to income.
Well, if we take your first little encounter, where you were liberated.
Yes.
Well,
My face frowns a little bit at the memory of that little event.
well, people might pay for that not to occur, so we can hire our services out that way.
Are you
As
suggesting?
bodyguards.
Are you suggesting we become bodyguards?
Well, bodyguards, yeah, we could call that. Make a few coins.
Yeah, my father, he hires lots of guards for caravans and for my little brother and my mother and himself. And is not often he hires guard for like 5, 6, 7 hours.
Well,
It's generally a much longer job, and all job guard is stand there, look stern, hold spear. Yeah.
yes, but we are not selling the usual services.
What?
We are selling the deluxe package.
What?
Well, let's say a more wealthy person comes to town. His purse has maybe hundreds of gold. Surely he will part with some of that gold to protect the gold.
Is possible idea, yes, but is also lots of suppose this, what if,
Okay, here's
those seem to be our mantras these days.
what we're gonna do. We're gonna liberate someone, and then one of you is gonna go back to him and say, "I captured the thief. Here's your money back," and then he will be happy and he will say, "Oh, here's a lot of money."
is only one problem.
No.
Is for instance, you play thief, and we catch you. How do you feel about not having both hands?
Pretty bad. Why would I don't have my hands?
Is because for thief, when caught, is chop off hand.
Well, the trick is obviously not getting caught.
Well, I'm afraid it's also.
I would not
extremely
go along with
small
that
town.
plan.
Yes. Apart from the immorality of it, it's a rather small town, and I'm afraid word would get around rather quickly.
Perhaps we go to dock and just move boxes. Yes.
That's exactly my point. It's a small town, right?
Yes.
So we know there are people who are working the streets.
Obviously.
I found your purse. You lost your purse.
Are you saying you did the scam on Silas?
No, I'm saying that gave me that idea.
Silas stops to think about it in a minute because it was Belmar who returned his money.
But we can turn it around.
Wait a minute.
As you said, it's a small town. It shouldn't be hard to find a gang of thieves in a town this small. But I mean, I guess you're more comfortable with taking a job at the guardhouse.
It's an idea
that pays 2 nobles, but that's okay. If that's the
if
that's the money you're going for,
idea.
That's fine.
Well, I think adventuring is risky enough at this point, and moving boxes doesn't sound. There are worse things we could do, like shovel manure.
Right.
So.
But if you want coin is not gonna come to you. You have to be creative to make coin.
Well, I don't disagree.
Conning people out of it.
What?
You want to con people out of money?
No, I don't want to con people out of money. Why do you say that? Do you want to con people out of money?
That is literally what you just suggested.
No, it was not. I never said that. I said we should help people to avoid them being conned out of money.
You said that you wanted to steal the money, then
I was setting up
return
an
it.
example how it could be done, and then now we know how it can be done. We know how to prevent it.
Hmm.
You are
So
very
you want to
confused.
practice the crime so you're good at stopping it?
It takes a thief.
Okay.
Well, let's see how these other endeavors work out. We'll keep it on the table.
Well,
Uh,
I'm sure that you'll have a good meal and you'll deal with whatever vermin is on the attic. Um, but
I'm sure it's probably nothing.
that's not. I mean, that's for tonight. We got a whole day. But that's okay. You can go talk to the crazy dwarf.
Yes,
Well-
that does sound like the better alternative.
Not to so discredit your idea. So I said we take an idea of being thieves, even fake thieves, and we put it up here. We put pin in it. We will re-evaluate later.
Yes.
Yes, just put pin in
Charlotte
it.
Charlotte is a man of business, and I think we
Yeah.
should.
Yes. Must never discount any opportunity. So we put pin.
No.
We hold. We consider in the. And if nothing else, we come back, we unpin, and we go. But for now, his pin is here.
Right. You go talk to crazy dwarf.
Oh, he's but you come with us. Yes, is you are dwarf. He is dwarf.
Are you not a dwarf?
She kind of shuffles her feet. I think I heard something that shipment of fruit was coming in.
What?
Jawdad
What?
looks at Talrune. Wouldn't he know if she was dwarf? I mean,
I would know if I was a dwarf.
no,
wouldn't I?
no. After last night, he should know if she's dwarf. Yes.
I guess.
Well, is not making money standing here.
Well, you are a prosperity expert, so please lead on.
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess I'll head back towards Ivankovov's shop.
I will follow them at a distance, and as I walk, I'll check out my pouch with the rock haze, and I will take a small dose of it, just to steer
Okay.
me ahead.
Yeah, you estimate if you're conservative, you've got maybe 2 days worth left.
Yeah.
So you're heading back to Volcram's Wonders, is that right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
while he's walking, she's pondering how a prosperity expert can be poor. That doesn't make sense in her mind, but it's a strange world with all the humans and half-orcs.
You make your way back down the coast road, and you're standing in front of Volcram's Wonders. There is a very faded sign there that you can see that's just flat against the wall. Now, this place is a house with a big porch front, or a big room in front of it, like a sealed porch, and then an open porch in front of that. It is the building is long. Much longer than it is deep, and it's swayed in the middle, like the middle has sunk over the years. The dwarf you see is bald, and his beard is gray-black. He's smoking a pipe. He looks to be, well, a dwarf in dwarven years. He'd probably be like 250, something like that.
Mm.
And yeah, he's looking up at you, and
So we'll stomp up the porch.
oh, you've come to have a look at some of me memories. Oh, hey, many
Indeed we
treasured
have.
items I had in here.
And
Well,
perhaps
a few left anyway.
and perhaps to poke some of your memories, if we might. Surely you have some
Oh.
stories.
Oh yes, many stories. Traveling into the colossal expanse, fighting giants with Candor and Eric. Oh, 'twas grand times. Oh, he starts crying all of a sudden. I miss those men. Oh, memories.
Indeed.
Oh, 'tis one
well,
of the sad things of being a dwarf. He looks right at you, Salis. You'll know you'll not live that long. You best get used to it now.
I have come to grips with it, I'm sure. So, Mr. Volkrim,
Yes.
what are these wonders of which you advertise?
Oh, well, there, let me show you here. He shows you inside the closed porch.
Mhm.
And it's really dusty, dirty, like you might see at an old flea market kind of thing. Stuff
Yeah.
that hasn't been moved in years. An old antiques type shop, but that kind of dirt and dust upon things. And he goes over to a sword, which is in a scabbard, very well-worn leather scabbard.
Mhm.
And he pulls it out, and you can see that along the length of the sword, there's little bits, sparks coming off of it. Zzz, 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 zzz. And then while he's holding it, he goes, "Ow! Oh, doesn't quite work like it used to, but it's still sharp, I believe. You're
Yes.
looking to buy something like this? Hey,
Well, we're here for several purposes, Mr. Volkrim. Of course, we wish to see your wares and hear your stories, though. Being an adventurer, we...
this sword belonged to Sir Ethan. Oh, quite a fella he was. Memories.
Were you an adventurer in this region?
Oh, about, many years ago now.
Ah,
Many years ago. Oh, so long ago.
so when you sought out these adventures, where did you and your companions go?
Oh, well, one of them was a wizard, and he seemed to know some friends, and I just sort of tagged along and swung the axe when it seemed right to do so. I have some fond memories of those days, and sad memories as well. I suspect all his friends would be dead by now. They're mostly human. That was a long time ago.
Well, if you were an adventurer today, for example, where would you go to seek such employment?
Oh, I imagine if you went employment. Oh, I don't know where employment can be found, but
As an adventurer,
if it is trouble you're looking for, there can be plenty to the found, to the north, to the south, to the northwest, to the northeast, to the east, to the northeast. Hey,
So
Wouldn't that be
every
better?
direction around here, but not here.
well, I suppose there's some adventure in town, but 'tis mostly of the well, clean type.
well, of course, town is a refuge, an island, if you will, of civilization in the great wilds where the adventure dwells.
We didn't get many adventurers here. 'Tis good to see some in town again. Brings back memories.
I can look around.
I told you of Candor the cleric. Oh, he's wonderful. He was.
I kind of look around slightly alarmed that we've been referred to as adventurers.
To an elf.
So, yes, I'm sure if we wandered off into the wilderness in any direction save the ocean, we might find adventure. Though, is there anyone in town who often, for example, hires adventurers to go and to these places so that they don't have to?
Well, the King's Guard usually takes care of what's trouble in town, and then the King's Army takes place on the trouble between the towns. I mean, there's been lots of talk of bandit attacks lately, and well, you always hear of beasties and stuff out in the wild. There's certainly plenty of giants to the north, if that's what you're seeking. And I hear there's even dragons beyond the mountains.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I've heard such things myself, and I've traveled a bit.
I've got the book detailing matters. I could sell it to you for just a few coins. He looks down at the book and stares at me.
And what manner of
No, I could not sell it. I could not sell me memories. Maybe for a few crowns I could.
Crowns?
When you've decided we'll return. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, sir.
Come by sometime. Tell me of your adventures and give me some new memories to go with the old ones, which are sad.
If indeed we have some, we will return. And,
Good. He gives you a pat on the shoulder. In fact, he sort of makes it a point to go around and like give you each like a reassuring pat on the shoulder. Excuse me, benefit than yours. He stops at Jawdat and he says, there's not many orcs in town. We've been having much trouble with the locals. Some of them, well, they did not like your kind. Not me, though. I'm okay. You're not all bad.
No, he's only half bad, right? I just kind of smack him on his shoulder.
So I walk outside dispirited.
He looks at you, Belmira, and he kind of gets a bit of a distasteful look when he looks at your face. Then he looks away.
I look at my feet and kind of move in behind Tolrun. And I take deep interest in a small hand mirror while he doing that.
Okay. So you realize maybe it's your finely shaven beard or lack of beard that's throwing him off.
I take a step to the left. Well, it was nice talking to you. But I have business to attend to.
I will.
You bring me some memories too, young lad.
I then step out.
Some memories.
It was joke because I am half orc.
But no, I will quickly leave the store and go out back on the road.
The porch floor, the outer porch floor, creaks and sags almost dangerously as you step on it. The boards are getting a bit spongy.
As we go onto the street, I was going to say, as we go onto the street, I'm just sort of standing there quietly. And as Belmira sort of walks up next to me, I kind of lean over. Explain this plan of taking people's money and bringing it back to them again.
Do unto others.
And do unto others and run. That's an old saying.
I look at the hand mirror still in my hand and could you go back with this? And I try to put it in Cyrus' hand.
What? Go back where?
Well,
Where did you get that?
I forgot to put it back. So if you could go in and put it back for him.
I'm sure you can do it. Excuse me.
I opened the door just ajar, and I quickly put the mirror in on the first box or shelf that I can find, and I quickly close the door and I get out.
Okay.
All right.
So it's about 2 in the afternoon, and you're standing again on the coast road.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Right? It's a bit breezy today, but it's a fairly bright sky. The few clouds you see are moving quickly.
Well, and I kind of gather myself. Let's go down to the Port Street, and I start to walk down.
Very
Which
well.
street?
I start to walk
Street.
down what is called Coast Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the coast road.
Yeah.
Or the west coast road.
And as as we go, I walk past Evelos Apothecary. I pick up pace.
You what?
As we walk past Evelos Apothecary, I pick up pace to avoid Cyrus going into aggro mode.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
stand between him, the Silas, and the store.
Yeah, I'm gonna make no effort to go there. I might cast a dirty sideways glance, but I don't go there.
The streets are only a little busy this time of day. You do see as you progress down past the slag pit and towards Port Street, you do start to see more and more carts being moved about. There's certainly more workers here moving goods about. Some of the townsfolk give you a look. In particular, they stare hard at Jodat. A few give you friendly smiles. Most of the look is indifferent. When you continue past the slag pit and its usual odor, down a street that has seems to have several businesses and houses close together, or be like a house, little shop, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So tell me where you're headed.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're heading toward Port Street. Well, we turn onto Port Street and we're heading toward the I assume the dock area.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Okay.
Bummer?
Okay.
What are we doing here?
I don't know. This is Belmera's turn. By the way, Tolrun, you're next if this doesn't pan out.
You pass an odd building, at least a distinct building, at the moneylenders. It says Sneeze Money Lending, and this building is distinct in that it is all made of stone, and it appears to be windowless. There is a short stone hallway coming out the front with a solid iron door, and it leads back to a square building about 25 feet on a side, and completely made of stone and no windows. It looks like an unfriendly sort of place, or perhaps a vault of some sort. Definitely unwelcoming. You continue on. You pass by a blacksmith with a sign out front that says Brogans. You see a shirtless dwarf working away there under sort of a tarp. Even though it's pretty cool, he's got a fine sheen of sweat on him, and he's hammering away. He pays you no notice. Then you make your way into an area where there's lots and lots of warehouses. You see dock workers moving about, people loading ships. Jodat, you spot a familiar figure of was the one who got your help there with the boar, and in fact paid you a few coins. He's actually right on a ship, and he's giving orders to some of the other.
So, what is plan?
I turn to Belmera. Yes. What is the plan?
Well, first we need information. I I noticed that people look at you, Jardas,
Yes.
to draw attention, and I guess what I'm thinking is that if you go in front of us, like 30, 40, 50 feet, along with Tolrun, and Salas and I can follow at a distance, and we will observe, because you will draw all the attention. So we are more in a position to observe people in the more relaxed state.
All you're doing is watching them.
Clearly that would be true, but what is our purpose in watching them?
Well, we are finding
Anything I'm looking for.
we're trying to find any what was the word? Con people, thieves.
Ah, we're looking for disreputable people then.
Yes.
Ah,
The part of the town you're in, it seems very, very busy. Lots of dock workers, people moving cargo, little carts, people carrying boxes, mules being loaded up, wagons. Often some of it's moving into warehouses, some of it's coming out of warehouses, being loaded onto ships, things like that. At one point, while you're looking around, particularly Belmera, you notice two of the town guard slowly walking down the street, sort of looking around, checking things out. One human and one dwarf, and they walk past you, barely giving you a glance, and continue walking the length of Port Street before it turns east.
yeah. So we're walking now behind Jodat and Tolrun, as we
Okay.
are, I presume, looking for disreputable people.
The idea is
I'm not sure exactly how we do that, but I
That-
trust Belmira's eye.
the idea is since Bamera has let's call it previous experience with how such operations might work.
I'm sorry, what are you admitting to?
She's not admitting.
I think this is internal dialogue, so
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't think she's saying it out loud.
No.
All right, make me a survival check, please.
A survival check.
Yes, which I also use as a streetwise.
If you fail, you
Which is
don't
how I'm
survive.
using it here.
You die.
I rolled
You've been poisoned.
You rolled what?
a 7.
All right. Well, for a 7, you would know that in the middle of a really busy area where there's a lot of eyes and a bright day, in the middle of the day is probably not the time or the place where crime is likely to go down, unless it's smuggling. Like, you're probably not going to see muggings going on when there's this many people around, this many witnesses. So
Well,
handy.
not
And in the middle of a bright day.
I might disagree, but go on.
not mugging as such, because I mean that might occur. But what she's really looking for is sleight of hand tricks. I forgot the name, but where you bump into people and yeah.
Yeah. As I said, it really seems a very industrious area. Although, after you've been standing there for a while, you definitely get some eyes looking at you.
No,
and you notice occasionally like a couple people standing by one warehouse door or another warehouse door looking out a window, staring at you. More than one or two after a while.
We're not staying still. We are moving down Port Street and going up.
Okay.
Up
Yeah.
near. Well,
As I said, it seems very busy. Lots of workers moving cargo, carrying things onto ships, off of ships, into warehouses, out of warehouses, deeper into town, loading up carts.
Okay, what she wants to do is kind of move with the traffic through town to get an idea of where where it's a busy, like a street where a lot of people come, where there's a lot of stores, maybe a lot of, I don't know, marketplace or something like that, where
Yeah.
there's a lot of opportunities for con
The,
artists, sleight of hand, and pickpockets.
the biggest crowd is probably along the coast road, but again, not in the middle of the afternoon. This is a working town, so after just before sunset is kind of when that sort of crowd would come out and start plying their trade, most likely, a little bit before dark. During the day, there might be crimes going on, certainly, but you don't notice anything overt or out of the open.
Okay.
So the Port Street is where there's a lot of work and stuff like that going on. A lot of blue collar work going along on Workers' Way in the southern part of Port Street, and then Coast Road. There's a lot of like little shops, so on. It's about 5 in the afternoon now. Guys are getting pretty hungry.
Wouldn't it be about time to head back to the 3 now? I mean, this doesn't seem to be getting us anywhere.
Well, it got us information. But yeah, let's go into
What?
the tree.
Yeah.
Is very different idea you and I have of information.
Well, we're gonna loop up past kind of make a loop all the way back. So we'll go past the fishmonger on the high road,
Sure.
and
Sure.
and I'll kind of go up to the door of the fishmonger. Just one moment.
Okay. So inside, you can see it's pretty busy. Like he's pretty busy. There seems to be customers in there, and the place definitely reeks of fish.
Yep.
So, what would you like
I
to do?
say, excuse me. Do you simply sell raw fish, or do you have any smoked fish?
Just give me 1 second here.
Sure.
So, it's the fisherman you're speaking to is a human male. He's probably in his late 50s. He's wearing like an old captain's hat that's like very, very worn.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got fairly meaty type arms, not like buff, but definitely meaty. And he's chopping fish, he's skinning fish and stuff like that. And he barely glances up at you. And just raw. The best fish, though. I don't. I do smoke some and occasionally, but do that on a per order basis.
No, that's fine. That's fine, my good man.
I have some delicious eels if you'd like.
And what are those going for today?
There's lots of good fish in this area. You can really find quite a good fish. It's really a good place to fish. But these eels are a delicacy. I'll have you know, they're wanted up and down the shore.
I'm sorry. I'm looking for something more mundane. I'm having the in-laws over, if you know what I mean, sir.
Oh.
Something.
Okay. Okay. So he gives you a couple of he just already filleted sections of meat, and he tells you it's a sunfish.
Very nice, very nice. I'm looking to get enough to feed 4. So something simple, not too fine. The sunfish seems good. So 4 fillets, I think, will suffice.
Make me a perception check, please.
Sure. Give me a sec here. And nope.
What did you roll? Low. Okay, you rolled poorly.
A 2+, yeah.
So you are startled by a cat leaping down, normal-sized house cat, leaping down from a door mantle. Well, you were just inside the door, and it leaped literally over your head and boom, right on the counter near the fish, and then goes over to the fish.
My hand sort of reflexively goes up, and for a moment there's a sort of crackle of electricity around the palm of my hand that runs up my fingers, and I kind of close it almost guiltily, and hold it to my chest as I pull back the energy and well, that's is that cat yours?
Yes, he scoops down. Marnie, I'll feed you in a moment. He sets him gently down on the floor. Yes, certainly I can get you some good sunfish at a good price. And so he offers you a pound of this filleted pound for 1 noble.
Silver, huh? Wow, that's a lot.
That's actually a really good deal in this town.
What can I get for? I need a bit more than that, but what can I get for something closer to a pound and a half, 2 pounds for maybe a silver for a copper?
Sure, I can help you out. New in town, right? At least I don't think I've seen you here before.
It's true. We my friends and I are new in town, and yet so we're attempting to be frugal, you might say.
The whole time you're working, and even between you're inspecting and making your choices, he's cutting other fish, he's moving other fish, he's sorting, he's stacking them in piles, things like that. He grabs some other fish, which is in like a waxed paper, and he tosses you that, and it's probably about 2 pounds of fish.
Okay, great.
Not as good as a sunfish, but it's fresh. I'd stand by it.
Good enough, my man. And I'll pass him the coins. I say,
okay.
Thank you very much.
Thurgood Dinwiddle's a name.
And Silas is mine.
He goes to shake your hand, and it's just covered in like fish slime.
Yeah, I just kind of give him this. I just kind of smile and give him this salute.
He realizes that he puts his hands up.
As I sort of head out, I come down the stairs with my little wrapped package.
And as you leave, you hear meow.
Yeah. So, Belmira, did you mention that you had some knowledge of herbs?
She looks up. She found a small stone to sit on. Yeah.
Well, let's cut across the commons here. I'm sure we can find something along the way to the well. I have us lunch.
Okay.
Well, it is already 5:30 in the
almost
afternoon,
dinner time.
and
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say.
We are getting hungry, so.
Wait. Weren't we promised a meal at Gwynn's
sometime
mother's
after
place?
6. Sometime after 6.
Well, it's a half an hour from now.
Yeah.
You are a very hungry man, Silas. Healthy appetite is good. But not even I could have 2 meals in quick succession like that.
And fish is good for the mind. So, as we're sort of heading back to the 3, I'm going to we'll kind of cut across the commons in between the buildings, that sort of thing. Kind of north of the performance stage, and just walking through. I'm gonna stop at the well to top off my my water, and
The well is a standard bucket on a rope kind of deal.
yeah, I figured. And then we'll just kind of follow the stream up to the bridge, the crossover. And yeah, I guess whatever the three.
Okay, so right before Gwen comes out, you see, but also the three is quite busy. But right before Gwen comes out, I'm going to suggest we take a couple minutes. My wife just got
sure.
home, so I need about 3-4 minutes.
Okay.
Are your characters dressed as you picture?
Pretty much.
So what is that? Armor of some sort
Where?
on the legs?
Um. I'll actually say no. Not he doesn't actually have that minor armor plating.
Okay.
Even if it did, it probably wouldn't count.
But it looks worn.
Mhm.
Okay.
He basically he kept like some formal wear, during his training, and it was his only non like student uniform clothing, so he altered it, and he ended up looking really ragged.
And is that daggers he's carrying?
Punching daggers. Yep.
Okay. So he is going around armed.
Yeah.
What about Jabad? Jadad? Is he armed?
No weapons.
But he is dressed like a desert nomad.
More or less.
Is your character armed, Dennis?
Well, I guess he is at the moment. He carries a rapier. But that's all. She's. Hang on. Stupid cat. So yeah, she carries a rapier. She had it in her bedroll earlier, so she took it out and is carrying like a.
So she looks obviously armed then.
Yeah.
Well, let's say, does it mention that Torun keeps his weapons on a chain? That's locked, so he can't actually just grab it and pull them out at any given opportunity.
Not like a chain over his shoulders or at his waist.
Belt.
Yeah.
Waist, yep.
Kind of like those old school wallets.
And now a word from our sponsor. Do you suffer from the hangover of psychedelic mushrooms?
Do you suffer from a cat infestation?
What are you saying? You saying you got more pussy than you can handle? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Lucky you. We're down a person. Did he commit suicide? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had to make a new character.
The other one was too depressed. All right, we're ready to go. We'll pick her up. Come on. All right, so Gwen comes out of the three, and it's very busy this time of night. Lots of people going in and out of it. And she looks up and she's walking along. Again, she looks at the ground when she walks. She looks up. She sees you. Glad. Good. Yes. Well, my mother's house isn't far. Follow me. And she leads you down.
I just want.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I do thank you for your kind and generous offer.
Oh well, you'd be doing me a favor. She's mentioned to me more than once. I think she just gets lonely sometimes. She'll really appreciate the company. She really is a good cook too.
I'll be the judge of
so
that.
Oh, of course. I didn't mean to presume.
Oh, I just meant that in jest. I'm sure she's a fine cook.
Oh.
We are the awkward party. Don't mind us.
So she leads you down, back down to Port Street. In fact, past the slag. You notice that when she passes the slag, she goes like to the other side of the street to give it a good wide clearance. And then she stops at a fairly modest house. It's a little bit bigger than the average house in town. It has a second story. Not many do. But it's not terribly large. It's a solid wooden structure, though. And she goes right up and walks in. And there's a short hallway. You can see a sort of sitting area to the left, and then a dining area to the right. And beyond that, there's a kitchen, and beyond that, on the left, is some stairs going up. And she calls out, Mama. And you see a woman come out who's got to be at least in her 80s, a human who's at least in her 80s. She's hunched over. Her hair is almost entirely white, and she looks up at you with squinty eyes. Oh, yes. Oh, these are the ones. These are the rat chasers. Oh, thank you for coming. Come in. Please be comfortable. I haven't had visitors in a while, let alone 4 gentlemen.
I kind of think to myself, well, gentlemen might be a bit of a stretch, but we're here.
So you guys can sit to the left in the sitting area, which is just some simple furniture around a small, a small table, a few windows where you can see out onto the street, or there's a dining table already set up, and in fact, Gwen starts helping her put down place settings.
I kind of lean over to Belmera. I say, "Don't pick up anything."
I look at him and put down the fork.
You see Gwen and her mother go back into the kitchen, and there's a large spit there. Sorry, a large not a large spit, but a small spit. But there's a large duck on it, and they are sort of struggling lifting this thing. It's probably a good 20-25 pounds getting it off the spit. And eventually they manage to slide it off, and Gwen's mother, whose name is Anna, says to her, "Well, let one of the gentlemen do it, dear. Now you did this all day at work. Come." She walks up to you holding a large knife, handle first, towards you. Would one of you mind carving?
I'm more than happy to help. I say, grabbing the handle.
So she hands you a large carving knife.
Hmm?
It's over there, dearie. And there's a big duck, and there's a plate beside it.
No. Okay. I may know how to do this.
Do you want to make me a performance roll then? Go ahead.
A performance roll.
Yeah, see how well you do. See how well the job you do.
Okay.
One.
Not a
Well,
very good job, unfortunately. I try to play it off
Okay.
as cool as I can, but I'm just so ashamed at what I've done.
All right.
You're
So-
supposed to cut with bone, not through bone. In large fork is for hold, not finger. No, you don't tear. Is whatever.
Yes, that's all valuable advice for next time.
Yes.
I
well,
consider this a win, for I've learned something. I just look down.
Sit, dear. Sit while it's still warm. So you sit down to a meal of a large duck. There are lots of vegetables there as well, mostly roasted. Large beets, turnips, some sweet potatoes.
Hey, Rob, ballparking from what little bit I know about this town, what's this meal cost?
That meal, if you were to get all the fixins at a restaurant at the three, including the pie that's coming later, it would probably be like 8 commons, something like that. Maybe a silver. Probably 8 commons.
Okay, for the entire meal.
Yeah, for one serving. For one person.
No, I'm saying, how much is this meal? Like, if I were to try and buy all the ingredients for this.
Oh.
Go to the shop, yeah.
Cooked and served to you, it would
Yeah.
probably be 5 silver for everybody.
So
There's 6 of you.
a relatively expensive meal? Well, I mean,
Yeah, it's a very big duck. It's very good vegetables. There's a spiced garlic bread there. It's quite a bit of food they put out before you. She puts out before you. Sit, eat.
I do as requested.
Yes, I'll help myself to a healthy portion, and I'll take
Quinn?
one of the legs at the side.
Quinn tells me you're very capable.
I like to think so.
More or less. She says you're having some bother.
Yes, well, it's in my my late husband's workroom. He dabbled in wizardry a little bit. It's not how he made his main living, but it was more of a hobby for him.
Wizardry, you say?
Well, if you want, I can go take a look now. Rex,
No,
did you say?
No,
I don't mind
sit,
taking
eat
a look.
after supper. There's lots of time. I didn't even want her bother the guards with it. It seems silly bothering the guards over a few rats.
Right.
Well,
If he dabbled in wizardry, and I look over to Cyrus, what was his occupation?
Oh, he did some carpentry work.
Hmm.
He would do the occasional spell, but just little ones, you understand. Just
yes, of course. All right, so we'll politely finish. I will eat a plate. I will eat a plate amount.
it's a delicious meal. The wine is decent.
Ooh,
She
wine.
serves wine with it, and then she at the end of the meal she says, "We have pie, and then before you leave, I have some muffins I'm baking now."
Well, before we leave, obviously we'll look into your problem, but the pie is quite welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, it's blueberry pie she serves you, and it's also quite good. Gwen says very little during the meal. Her mother is much more talkative.
Was your husband an adventurer by any chance?
Oh no. He would sell his wares around town, carpentry, and occasionally down to Bryce or a few in Cerner.
Of course. Well,
I think he wanted to be, part of him at least, well, dreamed of being a wizard someday, but he never had the skills to do that well, and he probably messed up as much as he succeeded.
well, it's certainly not for everyone. But even the hedge wizards are a very necessary bit of everyday life.
Oh yes, well, as I said, it was a hobby for him mostly.
Of course. Well,
Is it possible I could buy a pie like this from you?
Bye. Oh no, dearie, but I'll happily make you one.
Oh, wow. Yes, thank you.
It's a wonderful gift you've given him. Well, this pie is very delicious.
I'll look at Cyrus and with a mouthful of duck and pie. What's a head wizard? It's like the
well, it's what some people call a hedge wizard is what some call a country wizard or a dabbler, as she seemed to indicate that her husband was. They deal with small magics, cantrips that are known in the trade, and for the most part, they're what the average person would have need for.
All the while you're saying this, Anna is nodding and smiling. Yes, yes.
And in fact, many
true.
start as a hedge wizard and find that
Are you one? She says to Balmera.
Yes.
Oh, you do magic too. Oh, delightful.
My head snaps over to look at her, and my eyes kind of squint, suspiciously.
You should have said something.
I should.
Indeed.
Well, it's mostly I don't think you know my magic. It's pretty specific.
Well, why don't you show us?
She was working some magic last night, I'll tell you that.
Maybe later.
Hmm.
This bird is draining my energy, and she's kind of yawns. And the cups we're drinking at, are they clay?
Yeah, they're nice ones. They're not like
They're not great.
they're not like your average,
Not crap.
country type cup.
Okay. Well, she'll yawn, and she'll make it appear it's an accident, but she'll actually trip down one of the cups on the floor.
Breaking it? You break one?
Well, if it breaks by falling, that's what happens. But she'll trip it over.
Oh, you're gonna drop? You're dropping one from a height?
No, like the cup is on the table, and she goes like this, and she'll try to make it appear as it's by accident.
It's an
Knock it
accident.
over.
Accidentally knock it off the table, yeah.
Okay.
Hang on.
All right.
Go away.
I'm not quite sure what you're trying to do with this cup, but
Well, I'm not sure her ultimate goal, but she's basically trying to basically do this kind of stretch and deliberately knock the cup off the table, make it look like an accident.
Yes.
oh, okay. All right. So it falls and goes and breaks on the floor.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's so terrible, clumsy of me. I guess I haven't been a good gentleman.
Oh, that's okay, dear. That's okay. It's just a cup. I'll get it. She
Hang
she
on.
gets up, hunched over and everything, and she shuffles off to get a little room to sweep it up with.
The fact that she's so
Gwen,
nice.
Gwen sort of looks at you, looks at her plate, looks up, looks at her plate.
The fact that she's so nice kind of feel a little bad. So immediately say, "All right, so I guess we should investigate these rats upstairs, right?"
Is it upstairs or downstairs?
It was an attic.
Is it? Okay. So, yes. Let's look after that. My
All right,
items
so
there perhaps a bit longer.
when you head towards the back of the house, to the right is the kitchen. To the center is a hallway which leads outside to an outhouse, which is attached to the house. It's not a detached one. And then there's a staircase that goes up to the left, and Anna points up there. Now it's single file. It's sort of a narrow staircase that ends in a single door, a wooden door.
It's not locked. I can just walk up it.
I want an order, please, going up the stairs.
Okay, I'll go first.
I'll follow right behind.
Okay.
I'm,
All right. So you're
interested to see what this hedge wizard had in his.
Yeah,
Are you going to be at the...
I'll go
Good.
after him.
All right, so Jada will be last. So
Still
you're
stuffing pie in my face.
it's delicious pie. It's really good. Talrun, you're standing on a landing in front of this this door, which opens into the room.
I turn the handle. I
Okay.
creak open the door and I step in.
Okay, so the room, except for furniture, I mean, there's obviously no people in the room. So it's a wooden room with a hard wooden floor. It's about 15 feet square. There's two small tables, each with an unlit lamp on them. There's two chairs, small chairs, beside each table. There's a large table with a couple of brass candle holders. There's a long rug in the middle of the room with tassels, and there are two bookshelves, which appear to be empty. And I'm going to just show you guys a little picture of that room.
Huh.
So you walk into the room, I'm assuming, Talrun? Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow in behind him.
All right, you can all make it in there. The bookshelves are void of books. There is a little bit of dust, layer of dust,
Okay.
on the furniture and on the floor.
I go kind of stand in the middle of the room and I start turning around kind of in a slow circle, and thinking of it in terms of being being a wizard, and try to put myself into his head and how he has things sort of set up. So I kind of turn around, looking at the tables, looking at the bookcases,
Well,
that sort of thing.
The top right table, the bigger table, was probably where he did some writing.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's no chair there at the moment. The other two tables were perhaps for experimentation. There are no books left on any of the bookshelves, but you can see dust marks such that there probably once was. What's the rest of you doing?
I'm looking around the room, going around the edges, looking down for vermin.
Okay. And
or like holes in the wall, even.
okay. And Jawdat and Balmera?
I'm just gonna walk in and sit at on one of the chairs at the nearest table to the door.
All right. Jawdat?
I'm
Doing
gonna walk in
special?
and take a look at the rug, not out of suspicion, but out of quality or questioning its quality, craftsmanship, artistic value, things like that.
Okay. So first of all, I'm gonna have Talrun make me a perception check.
Okay.
Is it a pink rock, or is it just a map?
I got a
Is it
5.
up? All right. All right. So you don't really notice anything out of the ordinary. What was the question?
No, I
Did you
just
say
asking
pink?
yeah.
What color is the rug?
I meant for it to be like burlap color, but I'm colorblind, so I guess I'm wrong. I guess wrong.
Okay.
That's the honest answer.
Okay.
But when you sit down at one of the chairs, as soon as you move the chair, all of the furniture in the room animates and starts to like attack you. Legs, tables like shuffle their way towards you. Bookcases sort of walk their way towards you lengthwise. Roll initiative.
Do I still not notice anything out of the ordinary?
Correct.
He's good, hey, Jake.
24 for initiative.
Holy kitty cats.
24, yep.
I have a big hairy 9.
Yep.
I have a wonderful 18.
Yep.
I have a slightly less hairy 11.
11. Okay, I'm going to roll myself. Tables and chairs.
Furniture.
I'm not gonna roll initiative anymore. I'm just gonna have slightly less than Tashif. That's how I always seem to roll anyway. So.
Wait for the numbers to show up.
That's what you can say. That'll be your initiative. Just under the chief.
Yeah.
It's to chief -2 or
Right.
something.
There you go. The formula.
Okay, so Torun is going to go first. So
Okay,
yeah,
so-
you're surprised that these tables and chairs start moving and lurching about the room towards you.
Okay, so
Table legs are like kicking at you. The chairs are bucking.
okay, I'm gonna since I imagined that I was at the top end, so I'm gonna like strike at that large table.
All right,
It
go ahead.
sounds so weird, but I perceive the large table as being the biggest threat.
You need a 12.
That's 2 hits,
Okay.
Nice.
and I've like put up my punching daggers. I'm striking twice into the flat board of it, and I believe total -3 because of an encounter with the previous creature.
Each one was at -1, I think. But if you say they're -3,
No,
I believe you.
I have it written down. One's -1,
All right.
the other's -3. So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
8 points of piercing damage.
All right. So you managed to take some good chunks out of the table. It is now almost in 2 pieces, both of which are continuing to attack you.
And after I do that, I say, I thought it was only a dabbler.
Belmera, you're going to go at the same time as the small tables. So you go to sit on a chair, and it tries to attack you, and the table you sit in front of also attacks.
She will scream like a girl, and in a panic, she will kick the chair while she's moving back. So I'll.
Okay. Go ahead.
That's
Need a 10.
15 to hit.
Hit.
And unarmed, that's a D6, right? In 5th edition.
D4.
D4.
Okay, so that's a 6 bludgeoning, I guess, damage.
You do 6. Okay, so you kick the chair. It goes flying against the wall and shatters into pieces.
And while she's moving back, screaming, ah! She'll draw her rapier.
Okay, so one of the tables is going to attack. You. One of the tables is also going to attack Silas. And okay, so the table that you were trying to sit at misses you. but the table manages to strike Silas with one of its legs. A small table hits you with one of its legs there, Silas.
Mhm.
So you're going to take maybe a splinter, and whenever the number shows up, that's what you're taking in damage. Jodat, you can take 1 point of damage then, Silas.
Okay.
Talrune, one of the small tables is attacking you. I'm sorry, yeah, I get that right.
When the table attacks, does it kind of like rear up on its hind legs? Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a horse, and it's kicking legs out. Yeah, the numbers are coming out really, really slowly for me. I can't read what I've rolled.
You rolled a 1 on the d4.
So I think
That's the damage if I get a hit. So I missed anyway. Okay, so the bookshelves then start moving in. So one of the bookshelves is going to attack Silas, and one is going to attack Belmera. Jada, you're in the center of the room, and so you're not being attacked yet.
Does a rug seem animated at this point? I'm sorry.
No, it's the only thing that's not.
Okay.
Thankfully, perhaps. So the bookshelf manages to strike you, Silas. Almost like with a shoulder hit.
Yeah.
Bringing its arm down. So you take 4 points of damage. Belmera, the other bookcase attacks you. And misses. And so that brings us to Jodat.
Oh, what is going on? Yeah.
The room is very, very noisy. It's
Right.
like furniture moving everywhere, people stomping.
I'm trying to be loud about it, but this is crazy. I see like the bookshelf attacking Silas, and not knowing what else to do, I go over and just like grab it, like like you're gonna move a piece of furniture because it's furniture.
Okay.
So
All
I
right,
guess I'm gonna
you're-
grapple the bookcase.
Go for it. Make a grapple roll. Make an attack. You need a 14 to hit it.
Is like entire room and doors have become unhinged. So, wait a minute. I guess I can just roll up here. Clear that one. Roll 13, 14, 16.
Hit.
So yeah, I just grab it. I'm just holding it.
All right. So you're struggling with one of the bookcases. Silas, for the moment you've got it held. Silas.
All right. So I'm basically going to take the quarterstaff off my back, and I'm going to swing it, I guess, at the nearest piece of furniture, whatever that happens to be.
All right. It's a bit awkward because you don't have it's kind of close quarters in here.
Yeah.
But fortunately, the furniture's not that hard to hit. So do you want to attack a chair or a table?
I'll just jab straight at it rather than make an arcing swing.
Yeah.
You know.
You certainly can attack. Do you want to attack a table or a chair? Both are attacking you.
Yeah, I guess the table looks more threatening. So
go ahead. You need 11.
Okay, hang on. Yep. Come on. Okay, is it not going to roll for me? Maybe I have to have the...
I got to switch over to dice. It's loading too slow.
Okay, so I miss.
All right, so you managed to smack the small table, but you don't do any damage to it. Talrune, there's furniture bouncing and jumping all over the room, like it's kind of tight quarters in here between your three companions and all these pieces of furniture.
Okay, so right now I'm at the top of the room, and what is right next to me? There's the large table. There's one
large
the small
table, which is almost split in two. There's a small table and a small chair as well.
Alright. Raising the punchy deckers like this, I'm gonna hold back with one of my fists and just jab it at the large table as hard as I can.
Okay. You need
And
12.
then follow up with a left hook. Okay, I got a crit and a critical fumble.
Okay.
That, that seems
So,
like the only. You either roll 20 or 1.
I'm going to say you smash the furniture to pieces that you're attacking. The big table shatters into fragments, but one of the fragments goes flying up and ricochets and sticks you for 4 points of damage.
Oh, come. Oh.
So the large table is now destroyed. Belmera,
So there are 2 bookshelves.
there's 2 bookshelves, 2 small tables, and 3 small chairs still
Okay.
there. You are outnumbered by furniture.
Okay. Well, one of the chairs was charging me, right?
It's all about you. You can
Yeah.
pretty much get it whatever
Okay.
you want.
I will try to grab the chair and I'll try to smash it into the table.
Okay, so make me a grapple roll. This is a 2-hit check first.
Okay,
You got to roll to grab the table. You got to
the-
roll to grab the chair.
the to hit is a 9.
No, no, sorry, you needed a 10 to grab a small chair. So it's bucking and it's too hard. It's too hard for you to grab onto.
So she's dodging the table and she can't quite get to the chair. At least
Well,
not.
in fact, the chair. I'm going to do this way. The chair is going to attack you back. The chair misses you, but the table, the small table, manages to hit you, and you get whacked in the shins for 1 point of damage. A bookcase is going to attack you, Jawdat. I think.
Did it like cross the room after me? So I have
Oh
one.
no!
I'm
Sorry.
holding.
Yeah. I take that back. Instead, it's going to make a strength check.
Oh, that's fine.
Books really hate
I'm
Jada.
just going to use this number. I got a 12. I'm not going to count that number. I got a 12. You need to make a strength check as an.
And I got a 13, 14. Oh, Jordan is mighty.
Okay, so it tries to break from your grasp and fails.
I think
But
maybe
one
like
does-
it spins around, so now I'm in the opening part of it instead of behind it. So like I've got like 2 of its shelves I'm holding instead of like the side by side thing now.
Okay, excellent. So the other bookcase, manages to strike Silas.
Never assume.
Again, giving him the shoulder
No, it doesn't.
slam.
You know what? I as a reaction, I cast Shield, which adds 5 to my armor class.
Okay, so I got 18 is what I got. I'm plus 2.
Oh, okay.
So you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As I'm going to attack for a little chair, and sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not, and another little chair. A miss on Silas, and one is attacking.
Yeah, the shield is only for the one
Belmera.
attack, though, so just it only works for one.
I'm just attacking for.
Okay.
Yeah, I still missed you. I rolled a 6. But Jada, the other chair manages to connect with you while you're holding on to the bookcase for 3 points of damage.
Ouch!
And it is your turn.
All right. How? All right. I realize it's feisty, but how heavy does the construction on this cabinet look?
It's probably the heaviest of the lot, but the bookshelf, 30 pounds.
All right. I'm going to attempt to pick it up and smash it onto the chair. Like I was fine being restrained until it actually hit me. So it's like a.
Okay. So you're attacking with such a big weapon. I'm going to say the hit is automatic if you can make your strength check.
Okay. Well, here's hoping, right? Oh no, I didn't make a strength check. This thing is feisty and slippery and splintery and
bucking. All right, so you try to hit the chair. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Right.
You're barely hanging on to it.
I feel like the cat like
Silas.
off the ground and like.
Silas, you're surrounded by furniture.
No, I'm down.
Fiendish furniture.
I'm down.
Oh, you're down. Okay.
I'm out.
Yeah, you can say when you drop. I mean, the other people would at least witness that.
Well,
So,
they might. They're a bit preoccupied.
It's a small room. You can make me a death save then.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that. Or roll for it anyway. 8. So it's 1 strike.
That's strike 1.
Yep.
Tolrun.
All right. I have destroyed a table and I have a nasty splinter. I see that Silas is down, and nothing seems to be engaging me directly at this point. So I'm
Everything and nothing at the same time, sort of thing. They don't seem to be very focused in their attacks. It's sort of random and wild.
Okay. So I'm gonna run to where Silas is. Like stay
Yeah,
in
it's
his location,
literally a couple of
so-
steps. It's just literally a couple of
and
steps
then
away.
and my intent here is to basically guard his location. I'm not good at medicine or anything, so I'm. If possible, I will strike out at whatever is near Silas. So, what, the last thing to attack him? Does that make
You
sense?
sort of broke up. You sort of broke
Okay.
up. What is it you're trying to do? Figure out what's attacking target, whatever's attacking him?
Yeah, whatever dropped him.
Nothing is attacking him at the moment.
Okay, is anything within range of Silas?
Technically, everything is.
Okay.
The small room. Just tells me what you want to do. You attacking
Okay,
him? You helping him? What?
Yeah, I'm moving over to Silas and I'm guarding his location.
Are you going to protect him then?
Yes.
Yeah, well, he's currently not being attacked. In other words, the furniture seems to have no interest in an unmoving body. So you can just attack something, for that matter. Or you can help him. Or do nothing, or dance a jig, I don't care. Just pick something.
Okay, I attack the nearest thing.
Go ahead, go.
I got a 20 and a 22.
Easy hits. Those are both easy hits.
And that is 7 points of damage.
All right, 7 points of damage total?
Yeah.
All right, well, you destroy one of the small chairs anyway.
Okay.
That's something.
So I walk over to kind of where Silas is, and a chair comes flying, and I manage to like punch it, destroying and splintering most of it.
Okay, there's now starting to be some bits of chunks of furniture all over the floor. There's still 6 pieces of furniture left, however. It is your turn, Valmera.
Okay. So, did he destroy the chair that is near me?
There's 2 broken chairs and there's 1 broken large table. The furniture is, you can get to anything at all. Everything is within range. It's a small room.
Okay. She'll jump up on a chair and kind of like kick it. That will be my attack, and then she'll swing over one of the bookshelves. That will be my move, and she wants to end where Silas is. So
Sure. Take your attack. Your kick attack.
no, it's a 1.
All right, so you jump up in the air trying to come down and kick this chair to pieces. What happens instead of that?
Is it a fumble?
Yes, it's a fumble.
Okay, so she gets up on a chair, and when stuff like that happens, she gets overbalanced, so the chair will tip over. She doesn't get the momentum she wants, but kind of like the counter momentum. So she'll fall over and slam her head into the bookshelf she was trying to leap over.
Okay, so you're going to take a point of damage for that. You clumsy dwarf, you. And that so the furniture is going to attack then. So as you fall down, 2 of the chairs close in on you, and they both attack you.
That's okay. I got them right where I want them.
Only one manages to connect with you for 4 points of damage.
Oh,
Whack! Hitting you with a leg, chair leg. Jada, you're still holding on to the bookcase. It's going to try and break your grasp on it, though.
Okay.
Just opposing strength checks for making.
Yep. Let me see if I can get Dice Stream to load. There we go.
Ooh, I rolled well.
16.
I got a 17. So it manages to break free. The other bookcase is going to attack Talrun. Someday. Oh, all right. So the other bookcase goes to attack you, and it gets caught up in some of the furniture. It can't. It's not terribly ambulatory, so it gets caught up in some of the broken furniture and falls face down. So one of the bookshelves is now on the ground, just trying to stand up, like a flopped turtle. One of the tables is going to attack you, though. One of the little tables. It's going to miss. And that brings us
So a table just tried to
turn.
attack me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Silas's turn. Make me a death save, Silas. Silas rolls a 1. Don't
He's
roll
dead,
a 1. Don't do it.
9, still a strike though.
Oh, that's strike 2. Silas is dying. Talrun.
Okay. Seeing that Silas is getting worse, I'm going to attempt to... I can't stabilize him. I don't have that kind of training, but I can at least attempt to move him out of the room, out of the firing zone. So I'm going to try pick him up and take him out of the room.
Okay. Make me a dexterity check.
Would this be an applicable skill or save?
Yeah, I want you to make me a dexterity save. You're basically trying to duck and dodge avoid your way out.
Yeah, 24.
All right, so you managed to leave the room with the fading Silas. Okay, Balmera. So there's just you and Jawdat left in the room now. There are still 2 little chairs, 2 small tables, 1 bookcase, and 1 flopped over bookcase.
Okay, can I saw them leaving the room.
Mhm.
Okay, she gets up on her feet and kind of spit out some blood, and I will tumble across the floor to get the heck out of this death room. So I will use acrobatics to kind of like tumble and get away from all that.
All right, go ahead.
Then
Make
hopefully
me
I
an
will.
acrobatics check.
16.
Yeah, you make it out. There's a furniture chasing after you. So, Jawdat, one of the chairs is going to attack you and miss, and one of the little tables is going to do likewise and
Did I
also
miss-
miss.
Did I miss a round of something? I'm sorry.
It's your turn right now.
Huh, weird. Okay, so I'm going to move myself to a corner of the room.
You're alone in the room except for the furniture now, by the way.
Yeah, I'm aware. But I was hired to do something. A meal for ridding this room of its infestation. It appears to be infested by its own furniture.
That's why.
Okay, so,
Besides, it's likely that my friends just ran for backup. They went to...
right.
Right. That's what they would do.
So you move to the corner.
Right, I'm going to move to the corner so that I can't get surrounded. Like, I have this horrific image of 2 bookcases just like mushing me. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to
That's
the
a
corner, and as I do, I'm going to grab one of the little chairs. I'm gonna try and grab one of the small chairs, and even though it is obnoxiously wiggly, try and sort of wield it almost like a lion tamer would, you know, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
Go ahead.
so I guess a grapple check initially for that chair.
Yeah, you need a 10.
Well, let's hope I roll. I got 20 total. So.
All right,
Yeah.
so yeah, you grab it, no problem.
All right.
And you're
Yeah, I'm just standing there, and I'm gonna bash pieces of furniture as they come near me, or even some of them, like the bigger ones, I might just jab away, because it seems like if I topple the bookcases, they don't stand up very well. So that's gonna be like my method is toppling the bookcases and flipping the tables so that they're, legs up.
okay.
So
Excellent.
I have a plan.
Excellent. All right. So before we get to that plan, Silas is outside dying. Silas, make me a death save. If you roll below 10, it's
Yeah.
that's a
Well,
short career.
yeah. Apparently it is.
Are
7.
you serious?
Yeah.
Oh no. All right. So wow, Talrun, you feel Silas stop breathing.
No. I just try like slap him in the face and horrible, stupid attempt at resuscitation.
I take a hit point.
You want to try like some kind of emergency CPR maybe? Is that what you're saying?
By that,
Let's change the procedure. I don't think slapping the face is.
Yeah, is
Yeah,
that
but-
like a half-old culture where you slap people in the face? I
It
mean,
must be.
Alright,
Yeah,
so
that's good for drunk people maybe. I don't know.
wake up,
Yeah.
David. If
Torun?
if Torun is kind of standing, not knowing what to do, Balmira will move in and she'll kind of rip up her right sleeve from the shirt and take out the splinter that is causing all the bleeding, and she'll try to bandage him.
You're gonna try and save Silas?
Well, I'm gonna try to.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you're gonna have to make a pretty good medical check here. He's
Yes.
stopped breathing. So
I know dwarven medicine, so that's not an issue.
go ahead.
I rolled a 13.
No, you don't manage to revive him with 13.
No, that's because he's a dwarf. That would have revived a dwarf.
Tarun, are you taking any action at all or no?
I'll say to Belmira, you look after him. I'll go save Jordat, and I head back into the room.
Okay. So you find Jaded in the corner, surrounded by several pieces of furniture. He's wielding a chair, which is flopping about in his hands.
All right. If I have time, I will
You still have an action.
run up and start punching.
All right, go ahead. Take a swing at something.
By the way, do we have inspiration? Because if we do, I want.
Everybody does.
Okay, I want to use that then.
What's a 10?
Is that okay?
Yeah. Oh, I see.
I
You want to
got
use it retroactively.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. I rolled 2. That was even worse.
Wow, that's okay.
I got
Go ahead.
I got a 16 and a natural 20.
All right, so roll me some damage for the first one, and normally I'll be using the crit chart, but these things have so few hit points, it's kind of pointless.
Yeah, so I got a 5.
All right, so you destroy a small chair,
Right.
and you also smash apart a small table. So tell us how you do that.
Okay, so I'm approaching, trying to free Jordan of this clutter. I said that, and I'm meant to describe how hostile it was. So I right hook into a chair, and I get the middle part of it, causing it to splinter, and then I smash it down into a table, where the table leg is, and I managed to twist off one of its legs.
Okay. So half of the furniture in the room now has been smashed. One chair is incapacitated and one bookshelf is incapacitated, but The remaining bookshelf is going to attack Talrune, and it's going to hit him. It kind of bends in the middle and sort of bonks you on the top of the head for 4 points of damage. The remaining large table does not get by your defenses, Jadet, and it is your turn. So still at large is the chair you're holding, one small table, and one bookshelf.
Right. As I'm sitting there fighting with this chair, noticing Tolrune back, he goes, "Why you come back with no help?" And I will try and smash, one of the tables with the chair.
Go ahead.
Let's see here.
I don't think we can count that as proficiency bonus, but you can get your strength bonus.
I mean, I'm pretty proficient in tables. 14.
Hit. So what are you trying to harm? Are you trying to harm the target or what you're holding?
So all I'm really trying to do, like I said, is use this chair maybe to like flip the little table like onto its top.
Excellent. Okay.
So it's like a bug.
You succeed. You succeed. It flips over and its 4 legs are like. It's trying to right itself, but it can't bend its legs enough to do so. So the only threat remaining is the chair you're holding and one bookcase. Now, out in the hallway, Belmera, you are looking at the dead form of Silas. Silas, you, as per my house rule, you regain consciousness long enough to utter one phrase. What do you say? Maybe not. Maybe he's gone.
No, I heard he said, "Take all my gold."
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, like I have gold. Yeah, no, well, knowing Belmera as I do.
Screw you guys! I'm going home.
Screw you guys. Yeah, I kind of grab her by the collar and I drag her down and I say, whisper so that only she can hear me. Kill Evola for me. And I let go.
Wow, that's like Shakespearean, eh? With my dying breath, I spit at thee.
Yeah.
Nice. And Silas dies.
Yeah.
Oh. There's somewhere in the distance you hear a little boom. Wow. Okay, so Tulrune, you're back in the room unaware of this.
Okay.
There was still one animated bookcase and a kind of a flopping about chair in Jadet's hands. There is also a flipped over table and another bookcase wiggling about.
Okay, so the larger bookcase that's a threat, was that facing Jordat?
Well, facing is sort of irrelevant. It can attack with either side.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the side and I'm going to try attack it, and I want to try aim at the locations where the shelves would be, so I'm attacking it from that side.
Right, you need a 14.
Okay, I got 2 14s. No, I didn't. 115.
Hit. 14 is a hit. So 1 hit or 2 hits, whatever you got.
Alright, I do 4 points of damage.
Alright, so you managed to take a chunk out of it.
Stab it in there, causing one of the shelves to.
And it's gonna try and hit you back. And unsuccessfully. Jadat, the bookcase has its back to you.
Alright. Well, but I know that Tolrune's on the other side of it, right?
That's true.
Oh man. How tall is this bookcase?
About 6 feet.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna take the chair, and I mean I'm 6'7", so I'm gonna take the chair. I'm gonna reach up and hook the front of the chair at the front of the bookcase. Does that make sense? So I'm putting like the seat over it, and I'm going to yank backwards, kind of like I was trying to, if it was a tall man, I was gonna topple him backwards. I'm gonna topple this bookcase.
Excellent. Make it to hit roll.
All right, and an 11.
No. Sorry. So it's bucking and jumping around too much for you to pull that off.
The bookcase has a higher AC than I do?
The bookcase, yeah. It's durability, right? It's got an AC of 14.
Durability.
So,
Okay.
yeah. We're up, down to, okay, so Silas is passed on. Balmera, you're out in the hallway, holding Silas's body. What do you do?
Well, as he speaks his final words, she will nod, promising to take all his gold.
Yeah.
And she will. She can hear the commotion inside the room, and she, with a determined look on her face, she will draw her rapier and she will charge into the room and stab the first piece of furniture that she sees.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Can you sneak attack a chair?
Not really.
Critical!
Apparently you
Alright.
can.
So, Jawdat, where you're trying to hook this chair, you see a rapier come through the bookcase from the other side, just missing your side. Like, tell us what happens from there, Belmera.
So I aim at the buckling chair, and
At the bookshelf.
okay, the bookshelf. And she flies up in there and she kind of stabs it from up high, and she drives the rapier all the way through it. And she can hear the wood creak and kind of like almost like moan and pain. And as she feels the rapier with the basket stops, she kicks off and kind of tumbles back.
All right. So as the bookcase falls apart, the fragments of it stop their animation. So there's nothing attacking you at the moment. However, Jawdat, you have a animated chair in your hands. There's an animated table flipped over, and there is an animated bookshelf as well, unsuccessfully trying to right itself.
Right.
What would you like to do? You guys can go from here.
I'm gonna take the chair and put it so that the legs and the crossbar at the bottom. I'm gonna slide those over the leg of the table that's trying to right itself, so that they're entangled and neither one of them
Okay.
can move.
Sure. Yep.
And then where is Silas?
I left him outside with Balmera.
I'm standing with a broken piece of furniture that I used to beat down another piece of furniture, and I look up at you. He's dead.
Yes.
What?
Table is dead. Yes.
No, the wizard boy.
He's dead.
Yes, and I throw down a piece of furniture with a like angry. Yeah.
Is Are you sure?
I
Mistake.
look at the half orc, and I turn to look at the tall rune.
Is let me go see to him. And I'm gonna go out in the hallway.
Okay. So how did you leave him, Belmera?
Well, she basically
I imagine my head sort of flopped down one stair with my eyes open.
Nice. Okay. That's what you see, Jawdat.
All right. Well, I'll go over to him and.
There's also a sheath, like the arm of a shirt, was completely drenched with blood now.
Your sleeve.
Sleeve, yeah. Sleeve.
Well, I take a look at him, and I assume he's very dead.
You hear a scream from the bottom of the stairs, and you see Gwen standing there with her hand over her mouth in horror. Anna is beside her. They're both shaking and crying. What happened?
There's no concern for alarm, even though there is. It does appear that Silas has died. I'm trying to calm them down without lying to them or anything. We went into the room and the furniture came alive and started attacking everyone. Oh god, that's going to be tough to swallow. And
they've got these horrific looks on their face, both of them. They're both crying.
As he's speaking with them, I will sheath my rapier and I'll go out and I'll pick up the remains of Silas and I'll carry him down the stairs.
Gwen, she staggers back to the chair, just can't even stand. She's sitting there bawling, trying not to look. Go ahead, Judd.
It's pretty unlikely that either of the temples in town would have the persons capable of the magic of returning someone to life, correct?
Yeah, they might have had to revivify, but you don't have time. It's too late for that now. That's only 1 minute, so.
What about a potion? I mean, it'd be insanely evil to revive him with a potion from his sworn enemy, but also really funny.
Well, I suppose you could go ask Evelov, but I imagine if there was a potion of resurrection or raised dead, it would be awfully expensive.
He's not known for pro bono work.
Right, yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
Well, for the heck of it, as we're walking his body down the stairs, Shawdat will, try a couple of different spells, spare the dying, cure wounds, healing words. When I do that one, everybody who is damaged, however, can get a whopping 2 hit points back. But hey, it's hit points.
Woo!
So, Anna is sitting beside Gwen, and Gwen is sobbing even harder than Anna. I'm so sorry I asked him. It's my fault. Anna has her shoulder around him. She looks up at you with tears streaming down her eyes. I don't know what to say. I just thought it was some rats.
You had no way of knowing that. It's our fault. We should have been more prepared.
What are you going to do now?
Not sure. This is a morbid question, but do you know where we should take a dead body in this town?
Kerr, he's the sexton.
And where is he located?
He has a house outside the graveyard, in the south end of town.
All right. You needn't blame yourselves for this. You had no way of knowing of the lingering magical effect.
I'm so sorry. I never suspected. This is terrible.
Indeed. If you forgive me, I should be assisting in the transportation of Silas's body.
Of course. Of course. She, her and Gwen, they sort of go off into a back bedroom on the ground floor, and you can hear them sobbing gently. She says, "Just see yourselves out."
I turned from them, upset that I couldn't prevent their sorrow. Turn to Balmera, who's holding the body.
Hmm.
There is a cemetery in the south part of town. Apparently we need to talk to the person there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not far, not terribly far from where you are. Are you? What are you going to do? Are you going to carry the body through town, or?
Yes.
All right. So the three of you emerge from Balmera's house, or sorry, from Anna's house, carrying
No,
the
it's
body
Barbara's
of
house now.
carrying the body of Silas,
That's canon.
and you're not carrying him far before you hear a few screams and shouts, and eventually one of the guards comes up. You don't recognize this guard. He is a gnome, fairly muscular for a gnome, but still rather diminutive in size. And he comes up to you in the town guard armor, and what has happened here?
This man has died, dealing with some magical experiment gone awry.
His hand goes right to his weapon. Murder? Danger in the town?
No.
Not anymore. Some furniture had been animated by a wizard. We have destroyed the furniture.
What?
I know that sounds
Alright.
insane, but it's what happened.
If there's no crime here, then you say.
None that I'm aware.
I'm very sorry for your friend.
Well, you can go arrest the furniture. And I walk past him.
Yes, Ivan will be wanting to speak with you tomorrow. Some paperwork to do. I'm sorry about your friend. In fact, so he goes with you. He kind of leads the way, and he sort of pushes a path through the crowds when people start to try and gawk and stare. He sort of pushes them back, and he leads you down to the graveyard, and outside a very small, well, not that small, house. He pounds on the door, and you see a tiefling comes out.
Is Secton, is that his name or his title?
Sexton is a job. That is the name, like carpenter or baker. That's the name of the person who looks after a graveyard. That's what it's called, a sexton. Sexton. So you see a tiefling come to the door, and he says, "Yes, may I? Oh, I am sorry. What has happened here?"
Furniture attacked him. He did not survive.
Furniture? It does not matter. Yes, bring him in. Bring him in. He leads you to a room he has in the back, which is like a cold room, and he has you put him, well, basically on a slab.
I'll put him down now. And as I do, I'll remove all his pouches and check his boots, whatever, where he might be carrying some valuables. And I'll put them at the side.
You will tell me what you wish done with the body. Yes? Tomorrow, perhaps, is soon enough. I understand these things.
Well, it's not that. It's I didn't know him long. I don't know what he would have wanted done with his body.
Best to inter then. Keeps animals away. You
Right.
think on it, yes? So you tell Cutter tomorrow.
All right.
Maybe what human tradition might be. Um, I don't know.
Is varied, but yes, okay.
Well, he mentioned
I am sorry.
he was from far away, to the east, I believe. Or was it the west? I can't remember.
Yes, well, perhaps you can speak at wake for him.
Yes.
I will inform. Oh well, he will inform guards. I guess I need not do this. You let me know tomorrow what you wish done with body. I am sorry for your loss of friend.
I'm not. I I leave with Silas' possessions.
He closes a fairly thick iron door behind, leaving Silas in a cold room on a cold slab. And you guys head back out into Crossmeet. It is now dark, and I think maybe we should end the session a bit short from this unexpected events.
Sure.
So we're going to call it right there. Thank you everyone for watching. It was just starting to ramp up, and I'm truly saddened to see Silas go, especially with what I had planned for him. But that's the way it happens. All right, thanks for watching. Please feel free to comment, and we'll do it all again next week.